Hello, welcome back to Tarot by Andy. Thank you for being here. This is my vibrational reading. Please do your own research for entertainment purposes. And allegedly, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, and thank you for being here. And thank you for the super thanks. And thank you for all the donations on that. I really greatly appreciate it. Even if I haven't gotten around to thanking you, without you, I would not be here and still continue to be here. Yes, it's been a long road, you guys. But now we're facing Evictus. Evictus, not instead of Invictus, Evictus for Meghan and Harry. Yeah, it's also trending, some really fun trends on hashtags going around too. People want the war hero by the name of Simon Weston to take Harry's place. People have described him as being very decent, the epitome of service and self-effacement. Neil Sean did drop that Netflix is looking for a replacement now. They're scouring for something. And other people have said on Twitter, Harry's not allowed to do it without Markle. That's really what he means when he says he will not do it without Markle. It's because he's not allowed to do it without Markle. I can totally agree with that. Definitely not. She's supposed to shine and only her. So definitely not allowed. So anyways, yeah, Meghan was going in, obviously, which I've said in my private group, my private little Chatty Andy group. Yeah, she just definitely did the Hoover tactic going in, you guys. And a lot of it had to do with Beth. She needed to get her thumb back over him. She knows that hormones regulate the relationship, and trauma bond Harry needs those hormones. He needs a little bit of dopamine, oxytocin, and some vasopressin, which is the struggles bond hormone. And it's kind of like a form of oxytocin. She wanted to give him a little dose of all three of those hormones. And also it's to test to see how much potential is left. How much of the cobweb is left on him, you know, because when you leave a spider web, sometimes you take strands with you. So how many strands are still attached to Harry and what potential is left? You know, because she needs him for her oxygen. She's not ready to let him go till she's ready. And, you know, so anyways, she also smelled badly. I don't know if I've mentioned it, but everyone's talking that she smells like cigarette smoke. Yes, and perfume. Some pictures he was whispering to her. People were like, he's saying, honey, you stank. You stank, honey. Kids backed away from her because she stank. She's a stanky girl. Yes. And people are saying that it was so cringeworthy. A lot of this stuff kind of looked like back in time of USO Xmas special. It was a very cringe-worthy video of Meghan trying to get everyone to join hands with her on this small stage, and everyone was backing away and parting like the sea away from her. And here she's standing in the middle, and no one wanted to bridge the gap or, you know, come together. Everyone was getting away from her as far as they can. They were like, I don't think so. It was that kind of smoke and mirrors on her end, probably trying to get people to come in, and she was grabbing like, oh, come into my little shared fantasy where I am the rising phoenix. But nobody wanted to do it. They just kind of had her game down. So she's got to keep that embarrassment going for Harry, you know. Yeah, so anyways, also they're saying not only is she a wrinkly, smelly mess, hot mess, her face doesn't move either. For people, there was a comment, someone that said that they were there and very close to her, actually sat behind her, said that her face didn't move and that she stank. She was a stanky girl. Yeah. So yeah, anyways, Netflix did go into correction mode, you guys. So, you know, as we know, empty vessels make the most noise. It's a very common phrase, and it kind of applies to here. Yeah, so she's trying to get all that going. Netflix is on the fence. What are we going to do with, you know, should we get this war hero? Let's get some energy on this. And I did get it in my private group that I did last night. I just threw some cards, a real short video that Netflix is looking. They're done. They're out. They know they do not want Meghan, so they have to go into correction mode. They're in a tight bind because nobody wants to donate, and the people are speaking. The people are speaking. You cannot go against the people. Listen up, Charles. Do what the people want. This is sort of like, it doesn't matter if you're the king's son at this point. No one cares. So how is Markle feeling with this Evictus? How is Markle feeling with the Evictus? How is Markle feeling with the Evictus? Yeah, I got my old favorite deck here, my old warpy one here. Yeah. Okay, how is Markle feeling? How is Markle feeling about the Evictus? She probably doesn't care because she's destroying one more thing. As long as she has control, it doesn't matter. I think even if she loses, she kind of wins if she has control. They're that sick, because she'll go into fantasy land in her mind anyways, this psychotic web that she tries to pull Harry back into. It's really just a psychotic web. And so she wants that shared psychosis. So, yeah, she just goes into la-la land and fantasizes, deep, deep fantasy. So that's how they're able to cope, is through fantasy. So she might be in fantasy land, fantasizing about her next maneuvers of greatness and world power and so forth. Yeah, she probably fantasizes about being like on the Titanic with Harry, and they're like on the edge of the boat, and they're saying that they're on top of the world. Yeah, not so much when someone said they were already at the summit, and that's why Harry gave a dirty look to the audience as someone yelled, "Summit!" And Harry went, "Ugh," and looked over, and boy, it gave that person a dirty look. Yeah, the summit being the top of the pinnacle of success. You're at that most challenging test, and you're at the peak. You're at the peak of your success. It's all downhill from here. And that's basically the message you're getting. So how is Meghan feeling? How is Meghan feeling? She's reached the summit. This is it. It's all downhill. They're rolling down the hill. Hopefully the war heroes knock them off their platform, what they think is their perch. Knock them off the perch. I'm all for a war hero. I'm all for Simon Weston getting the spot. People like him. Here we go. So yeah, giving up. Yeah, having to release the boundaries. The boundaries are gone. They cannot blaze this path anymore. 7 of Wands in reverse. That's blazing a path, staying in your little protective bubble, defending your thought process, thinking you can control the situation. It's totally standing your ground. Having courage over all the obstacles. Here, we're cowards, we're defeated. We're struggling with ourselves and others, and they're cracking under the pressure. So, cracking under the pressure. Now, there's no harmony here. They're beyond harmony. I would say they're so self-centered, so superficial, insubordination, that they've gotten to this point of being this challenging test they failed because of deceit. Deceit cowards in this position. How is Meghan feeling? I know how Harry's feeling. It's pretty much all over his face. He's not very good at hiding his true emotions when he's really unhinged. And he's not even going to attempt to at this point. It's all mask off. He wears a mask when he wants to really put up a good front, but it's completely slipped. He's not even attempting to half the time. Part of the time when he's holding her hand, he gets that dose of hormones there, and that's why he's able to pull himself together. Oh, mommy's holding my hand. The hormones, the smell of her, the cologne overriding everything. It just puts him back in time. And Harry here is going into isolation, and so will Meghan, the Hermit. So it's going to be time to take time off. Yeah, we have to give up on this. We're taking time off. Maybe we can heal ourselves here. We just have to get some studied conclusion, go within, maybe ask questions, get advice. So they're going to seek advice. Harry's going to seek advice. Harry's going to give it up. Now I'm going to go in and find who I can talk to. If he doesn't have the wisdom, he's going to get someone to give him something that he can go on. It won't be Meghan, because he knows how Meghan is. He knows Meghan gives him the wrong advice, and the advice is really for her own good, not for his. So he's going to, I think, because that's my Harry card, Harry the Hermit, he's going to ask. He's going to be asking around, which is the threat of control to Meghan, which is why she's losing the boundary of Harry. Harry has released his boundary. He's opening up his boundaries to other people, is how I feel. Challenging. Oh, there she is. There she is. Will she ever go away? God, no. There she is, inserting herself. She's like, God, I got a challenge on my hands. He's giving up on me. He's giving up on my say and what I have to say. So can I insert myself into Harry? Does he have any cobweb threads left that I can get in there and pull him back into my web matrix so I can keep control and play him a little bit longer? That's what she's wondering. I am the truth seeker. I am the older, wiser female who's been through suffering, and you need to hear me because I'm your mother. Here she is. Yep, there she is. You know, I know all the flags. I know what to do. I know how to hunt. I know what to get. I know how to have, I use my intellect. So she's really in plan mode right now. She's calculating and planning how she's going to be the advisor of Harry, because his boundaries are down and he's going to seek advice. Well, now you got me. I am your advice. I am the advisor here. Who are you going to ask? No, it's me. So there's Meghan. She's got to insert herself in our spread too. So here we go. The world. Yeah, it's over. It's over. Walk away. It's over. Sorry. Done and over with. So it is Evictus here. Evictus time. You fulfilled your purpose. Now it's time to move along. They traveled to be there. Catch a flight and go. Evictus. Evictus is here. You fulfilled your purpose and the life lessons here. So yeah, we hope that you learned something here. Yeah, total completion here. We're done and over with. The empathetic world is speaking. It's all about empathy. This whole thing is this whole Invictus is an empathy sport in front of the world and involving world athletes. So hey, the empathy's kicked in for Invictus. It was there before, and the challenge was getting Meghan to stay away. It was Netflix that barked and moaned and groaned that got her to go back in also. She gate crashed this thing. She wasn't supposed to be there. They took her off the program. So that's why it was a challenge for her to get in with those low boundaries too. Harry had low boundaries for her to go in. He allowed it. Harry's low boundaries also allowed it. Harry's opening up his boundaries. He doesn't like his lifestyle, so he's opening it up and he's giving up. And he's giving up on her voice, her dictation. And that doesn't serve her. Past position. She cannot accept the situation. The war goes on. Sorry, I'm not giving up on you. This is not changing yet. We're not changing this just yet. So it's when she says so with the death in reverse. So basically, with the death in reverse, she has a desire he has a desire to call it quits. But no, I'm here. You're going to have to talk to me about this. So she doesn't shut up. She really thinks she's everything. And going into the future, the heart chakra's blocked between the two of them. They're dealing with consequences of the Two of Swords in reverse. With the Two of Swords in reverse, we're looking at the decision's been made, and now they have to compromise. There's nothing they can do. What are you going to do? Are you going to argue with the major, big players? I don't think so. They're small beans at this point. They're irrelevant. So they don't have the power and control over this. So they're going to have to leave. The incubus succubus is going to have to leave of the Six of Swords. It's also coined as an incubus succubus. I'm going to leave this painful place. This is my right. I'm out of here. I'm leaving this harmonious spot. And I'm kind of a dark person. I'm a bit of an incubus succubus, and it's kind of a complainer person who is basically parasiting off others and being unhappy with the conditions, feeling like it's too emotional. Because of sword energy, it tends to be very cold energy and negative energy. So this person's pretty much a negative person leaving. It's too painful for me. I'm out of here. I have the right to leave. Well, this here, they didn't have a choice. The plans were on a shelf. But right now, it's staying put till the end of the last show, the last speech. Someone did ask, do you think Harry will let Meghan do the last speech? Oh, yeah, definitely. She's challenging him right now about the boundaries. The war goes on, and there's consequences, but his boundaries are so low, more than likely he probably will allow her, even though it's kind of on the challenging position. And they are stuck, and then they're going to leave. And basically, it was all put on a plan. They're going to abandon ship and total stuck. So Evictus is saying, yeah, we were wanting to do this. We've been planning on it, and we're here now. Now is the time. Can't wait any longer with this Six of Swords in reverse, because they know that everything about them is superficial. There's a lot of people are not going to donate. People are in subordination. The public doesn't want them. The public says, We don't want them. The public is in subordination. We told you we want them to leave. So we're going to let you, we're going to put it on, we know that you maybe had the plans on a shelf, but now's the time to act. We're not going to go along to get along for you, Evictus, so you better do something now. The feelings in the situation, mental prison. They're in mental prison. Meghan and Harry's in mental prison. And I would say Evictus has been in mental prison. It's just a mental prison, self-sabotage. They sabotage themselves. Meghan and Harry sabotage themselves. So they've got to get themselves out of that mental prison and free themselves. Those ties can be released at any point in time. They want out of the bindings. Let's get us out of the bindings. It's immobilized by fear from the outside. So everyone saying what they're saying has them feeling like cowards, wounded. I would say wounded because they're so immobilized by fear from the outside influences of the world here that has empathy. It's put Meghan and Harry in a mental prison. They don't do empathy because they're not there for empathetic reasons. They're there for self-serving reasons. So it's like, oh God, who are we? So this is kind of a wake-up call that they're so unwanted. Whoa, maybe we are the problem. So they're starting to, this is kind of like, they would never admit it, but deep down they do. They feel it. They feel like, yeah, something's wrong here. Something's very wrong. And we kind of did this to ourselves. And how do we get out of this? How I trapped myself. Everyone's saying no. This also could end up in actual prison. Taking what's not theirs, spending it when it's supposed to go to charity, they can get in trouble. That could be a problem that they're thinking about. My God, we've done some horrible things. That's the other reason to keep Harry in the matrix with that cobweb threads, because she knows they've done stuff that could get them in huge legal problems. They could literally land in prison. That is the prison card too. Not only just mental, but also can be a physical prison card. She's trying to avoid prison. Harry, you'll go with me. More than likely, I think Meghan knows it would be more her than Harry, because Harry will always get an out, being who he is, but not for her. And those low boundaries on Harry puts her at risk, where she can never transform her life. She can never make way for a new life. Let go, say goodbye, the end is here. I'm going to rebirth and transform myself. Oh no, you can't do that in this position. So she's fearing the changes. She's fearing the changes that Harry's not going to need her here. He's done, and she's really, really attempting to keep him on her ring. Just keep him tied. That war goes on. She does not want to let go because she cannot get a primary source of supply here. She is really worried about primary source of supply. Too many open boundaries that's going to reveal everything, all the deceit being revealed about her. And that it's going to cause her war, which she's going to pay the consequences of prison. And that the plan could have been on the shelf for Harry for a long time. I see that on the table too. Because Harry actually does have empathy. He just has that on-off switch going on. Here we go. Yeah, and then there we go. The thought leader, the lawyer card. Yeah, lawyers are involved with the King of Swords. So lawyers are involved, and this could get them in trouble here. Things they've done can get them in big trouble, so I think they're playing hardball with them at this point. You don't have an option. The decision's been made. We're the lawyer. We're the truth. We have strong regard for the truth. Just deal with the consequences. The hopes and fear, they're getting a fear aspect. Self-harm. Self-harm. Harry may want to self-harm himself, unfortunately, because everyone's going to know the truth about them, that they could land in prison. Big trouble. And it's very unwelcome news with that Knight of Swords in reverse. Since it's a knight, it's a 4, and that 4 is in reverse. So there's a lack of stability. Intellectual stability is in reverse. A lot of lies. The 4 in reverse represents restrictions. Too many restrictions and a loss of control built on quicksand. The mission was built on quicksand. Going in, her rushing in, doing it was like a storm warning, a tornado warning coming in. Miss Meghan Tornado coming in didn't fare so well because she has a complete disregard for other people. She was told, we really don't want you, please just stay back. She came in anyways. Why? Because Harry had the low boundaries. Which created that war continued during this week. And now Harry, knowing that the lawyers can be involved, they're speaking the truth, that we're done with you. And I know you're caught up in this mental prison with her, but he's like, I don't know if I can continue with my life anymore at this point. So this is where that cobweb, having the hormones and the vasopressin hormone, which is the struggle hormone that keeps the trauma bond. Like, we've been through so much, Harry. We've been through so much, we have to keep going. It's part of the trauma bond. And she does not want to lose her supply. This puts Meghan at risk, but she also wouldn't mind it because he's worth more dead than alive for her. Especially if he's going to open up his boundaries, give up on her, and that puts her at risk. So he is worth more, and she could literally talk him into it with a very cruel, cold, calculated encouragement of the Queen of Swords. You know, and I've said this before. This is not the first time I've seen this in a spread. So yeah, Harry's in a dark place. He's very angry. He's seething mad. He's very rageful. And unaliving yourself feelings typically can last, they say, on the average of about 90 minutes long. It's what you do with those 90 minutes is what counts. A lot of times when people do it, it's within that 90-minute time frame, and it's not really very much planned and calculated. It just comes in suddenly, the sudden feeling, and then they act on it. With Harry having black and white thinking, with Harry having emotional dysregulation, with Harry being a Page of Cups in reverse, with immaturity, poor emotional growth, very wounded and vulnerable, that's how he identifies. He has that lack of emotional connection, bad emotional opinions of people. He's that professional victim. You put professional victim energy, Page in reverse energy, because he's always the Page boy in reverse, total arrested development with the message of caution of the Knight of Swords in reverse. He's mentally worn down and he feels like he's under attack. And now it's the smear campaign. Meghan's concerned about the smear campaign about her because his boundaries are coming out. And also, he could smear her, but really I see this as a form of self-harm because he's so worn down. He can't handle the attacks because this is all new to him. He's always been the Seven of Wands upright, where he could stay in his little protective royal bubble. I was protected. Everything was protected, and he can keep blazing his path and defending whatever he wanted to say. Nobody's there to rescue him at this point. So that's why we see this in reverse. It's under attack. No one's saving him and saying, that's okay, Harry. Let's fix this. Let's put you back in your royal bubble here. He's out of the royal bubble. That safety net's gone, in essence. Final outcome with Netflix. Four of Cups in reverse. So basically it is indifference. It's the card of indifference. I don't have enough. Basically cognitive dissonance. This here is, he'll probably hoover. She hoovered. This here is cognitive empathy. This is no emotional investment. He really was not emotionally invested. It was very emotionally shallow, stuck in life. It will never be enough. Very apathetic indifference. And here he's thinking, maybe I should have just accepted the offer, the emotional offer. The emotional offer was, we only want you. We know it's not enough for you and you want Meghan, but we really just want you, and we're indifferent to Markle. Please don't let her allow, we just don't want her. You know, he wished for more. Walling the self off. We just would rather wall her off. We're just not interested. She's kind of a cold person. She's aloof. We don't want Markle. He should have accepted the offer. This is okay, I accept it. Whatever you're offering, I will take it. That is enough for me. He couldn't do that. He couldn't do that. He realized, I should have taken the offer, which was without her. because nobody wants her. No emotional investment. He's really, truly not emotionally invested with Markle either. It's called a trauma bond. It's a hormone dysregulation, and she's controlling him through dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and vasopressin. 4 hormones. I take it back. It's 4 hormones that's controlling Harry. Meghan may not be aware of it. I'm sure she's not. But that's basically what happens when you're in a narcissist relationship. That's how the trauma bond stays. That's why I've been calling him Trauma Bond Harry. But now it is Evictus time. And Harry knows he should have taken the deal. I should have accepted it with the 4 of Cups in reverse. And now I would like to hurt myself because I don't like this message of being under attack. Now they're attacking me and they're cutting me out. And now I cannot change this. I cannot change this. I cannot come in anymore. They don't want me to come in on my knight in shining, horse. They don't want me to come in and pretend like I'm making change. It's unachievable aims at this point with her. He didn't heed the warning. We don't want her. He's like, no, 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 no. I have to have her. Okay, have it your way. Well, this is what the end result was, Harry. And so now, unachievable to change it. They wanted full stop. Now Harry's the victim. Now Harry's the one who's hurting because he completely was self-serving with that Knight of Swords in reverse. He was completely, utterly self-serving for himself and his wife and not the soldiers. It was about them and not about the people who it's supposed to be, because they truly were not committed. They were indifferent. Your indifference, this is the price. You should have accepted it. So basically, this is looking like a real problem for Harry. Harry's allowing his poor emotional growth to rule him and allow mommy to tell him what to do. It's very sad, really. It's sad. It's sad for a grown man who just had a birthday party. There's another thing. He just had a birthday party. They were at a pub, and once again, she was there, and he looked okay, but it looked like a very small gathering. So Miss Stanky was there. So let's get some more on that 4 of Cups. How's he going to handle this 4 of Cups with the Knight of Swords in reverse? How's he going to handle this 4 of Cups in reverse with the Knight of Swords in reverse? How's he going to handle that? What's he going to do? What's he going to do with those 2 cards? What's he going to do? What's he going to do? He's going to have to accept it. He's going to have to accept it. Forgiveness and acceptance. He'll say, please forgive me for my poor judgment. Okay, uncle, I guess I lost. Detachment, accept it, time to get on with life. Very deep disappointment, separation, feeling betrayed. Some things can't be fixed. Sorry. He's going to say, yes, I have to accept. So, yes, I have to accept. How is Markle going to handle it? Queen of Swords. How's Markle going to handle it? Queen of Swords. How's she feeling about her Queen of Swords? And not really having a positive, impact on anybody. How is she feeling? She wants the money. Yeah, she's here for the charity. She's here for the contracts. Transaction. It's very transactional. So she's acting like she's supportive because there's some transactional deal for her. Everything's very transactional for Markle. So for her, there's a payout. It's business. It's business. It's charity. She wants to put some of that charity into the bank account, which could land her in prison. So she's there for the money. She's there for the cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. And she feels it's a total opportunity to get that money, to get contracts, put her back in balance. It's a way to regulate her. This puts me back in the game plan. This puts me back in the game. As long as I can get money and get some charity that she can land me in prison and deal with the consequences later if I have to with the lawyer, I'm okay because this regulates me. Being there also regulates her. It's an emotional regulation for her. For Harry, it's the hormone triangulation and the Stockholm energy that regulates Harry. But she had to go in there and regulate him. That's that hoovering too. So she went in there to hoover, testing the cobweb strings to see how much is attached to him. How much of my juju is still on him where he won't make the escape. Yep, she's flat effect. She's flat effect. She's domineering. She's erratic and dramatic. She's losing her cool because she did not rise up. But she's okay as long as she can get back in the game with money. Get the charity, get the money. But she could not rise up. So she's pretty irritated. She's really mad because she's unliked. She's very unliked. The Queen of Wands in reverse, nobody likes her. She's an angry, you know what. Which brings me to apologize to all the Karens out there. Yeah, I did a post on a Karen. Yeah, I was feeling kind of sassy yesterday. I was feeling real sassy on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah, I started to, talk about her legs. And so I got corrected by a loyal viewer, and she was right. Don't do body shaming. I started to body shame her legs versus Diana's legs in the matching outfit, okay? So I started to pull a Karen, and then right away, about 2 minutes after not even that, maybe a minute after I posted it, it was even less than that, I thought, oh, I shouldn't do that. So I went back and I corrected it, and someone said, hey, I was typing, and then all of a sudden the words changed. So I got busted correcting myself. But hey, at least I corrected myself. But I did go on saying that about the Karen joke, which I apologize because Karens can be very nice. In fact, my mom's best friend is a Karen. In fact, she's been my mom's best friend since I was, in 3rd grade. So this particular Karen is a wonderful human being who's always been there through thick and thin for my mother. So I know Karens are not nasty. So I apologize to the Karens. But yes, I pulled a Karen joke, sorry. Yeah, it was really in reference to Markle. Markle's really the true Karen here, if there was, but we'll call it a Markle. So basically, Evictus got Markled. We should just eliminate the Karen name and call it Markle, the Markle. Yeah, getting Markled at the grocery store, getting Markled. Maybe we should do that. Maybe we should switch it from Karen to Markle. I think, or Meg. Nah, we don't want to hurt the Megans. But then again, it does hurt the Markles. So yeah, it needs to be Markle somehow, or Harkle, But yeah, nonetheless, she's flat effect. She's boring. She has no charisma. She's probably stripped her mask. Her mask came off several times. She lost her cool several times behind the scenes. Very mad, very erratic. Whenever she comes around, this erratic, dramatic energy of the Queen of Wands in reverse, that's that tornado bitch coming in. Sorry, just going to say it. She thinks she knows it all, and she's domineering. Here I come. Hear me roar. I'm calling all the shots for the charity. I don't care if I land in prison. That's a possibility. But hey, let's not worry about the lawyers just now. Yeah. But they're going to get that message of caution coming in, and it's going to be very negative, very bad, to the point of complete bring the war on. So she's going to feel like it's just a smear campaign. She's going to say, that's just a smear campaign. It's not true. No, it is true. It is true. You are in trouble. You can be in trouble. Let's get to the center of the deck. The royals. The royals. King Charles sitting here. King Charles sitting here. And what else do we have here? And it's not working. He's not improving the situation for him. So good for you, Charles. The royal family is not stepping in to fix it. Work on it yourself. Love and logic. How are you going to solve this problem, Harry? Oh, you want some advice? Well, how are you going to solve it? How are you going to get yourself out of this bind? Just, make a plan. Make a plan, let's put something together. You need to fulfill your own promises, and you need to gain some knowledge and get some higher education and work on it. Motivate yourself, make progress in self-improvement. How are you going to fix this? So if he calls up Charles, he probably won't even pick up with this, which is going to give him the message of, oops, my dad cannot manifest and change this for me. They allowed him in only because he was the son of the king. But the king is not going to fix it, which is bravo. He's going to allow Evictus to remove Harry. He's not going to change the situation because it's an 8 in reverse. So no perseverance. He's not going to control the direction for Harry. So he's not going to mow the lawn for Harry and make it right so he can retain his position with Evictus, which means a lot of people have said once Harry's removed, once the public is happy, because the public says, hey, when are you telling this incubus succubus pair to go? You had this plan on a shelf. Please take it off the shelf and implement it. we're not going to donate. So he knows that this donations, the charity is very important. Markle knows that charity is very important. Charles knows it's important. They're not going to fix it because they know that they're reliant on charity. So bravo on that. It will never work out with Harry. So Harry's out. Once Harry's out, people will join in, people will donate, people will support. But it's not going to work as long as the king's son is in the position. And he's going to have to accept, and say, all right, it is what it is. But he is not going to be in a good mental space. Not at all. So he's not going to, Charles is not going to work on it, even if Meghan plays on his emotions or attempts to. It will not work. It will not work because she's wounded. Oh, give us another chance. Oh, please, I'm so passionate about this, blah, blah, blah. No, I don't think so. Persevering? Yeah, I don't think you can do it, hon. Not going to work on me. She's going to try playing the wounded, emotional female. That's exactly the way she plays on Charles. Charles bought it in the past. He bit into that hook, line, and sinker, but it's not working on him anymore. It just simply isn't. She can play wounded and emotional and loving and empathetic all she wants. It is not going to go over. And that's the problem for her now. Evictus is here. Evictus from their marriage. Everything is evictus for the pair, as well as with the royal family. And Markle has a hard time letting go of the royal family. She does not want to let go. She wants to keep those hooks in there for as long as possible because she's not ready. She needs her billionaire. She needs Elon Musk or someone like that. You know, we know that she could not get Getty. Getty's family stepped in and blocked her. She was sleeping with the bodyguard for a while. That's why maybe she was freaking out over the hashtag Beth. That maybe he might entertain it or attempt it or something could go on, even though it's probably a psychotic and there's no reality to it. Some say she's married. I don't know, but I think she's too intelligent, too qualified. I think people are reading too much into it. I think she's too good for Harry, and she would really be lowering herself. I don't think she's interested in him in the least bit. She has psychology background. She's doing her job. She is empathetic. She knows how to talk to him. And I think she's totally just doing her job. But Markle is Miss Paranoid. She's Miss Paranoid, and that's just how they are. They don't trust anyone. They don't even trust themselves. They're not empathetic with others. They're not empathetic with themselves. So how can they be empathetic to even Evictus or to Netflix or to anybody? There's absolutely zero empathy. You know, when you don't have it even for yourself, then what kind of relationships are you going to have? Every relationship's going to fall apart. And that's why she's always the wheel in reverse. That's why she's always, you know, the death card in reverse. She cannot let go because she needs other people for her oxygen. That's the only way she can live on the planet. I got to suck the air dry out of every charity event. I need you, Harry. I need you for my oxygen. So anyways, yeah, crazy. So what else do I want to say? Let's see. Yeah, what I'd like to say for people about this, just for you people out there who are dating, here's a little advice. Here's a little pick-me-up maybe, hopefully, get out of this negativity. Get to know the person for 60 to 90 days before you allow yourself to get locked down. The bottom line is, what's the rush? This is where Harry screwed up. You know, they tried to get you hooked through those hormones I talked about, the oxytocin, vasopressin, dopamine, serotonin. So they try and get you bonded, they get you connected very quickly. They move very fast. The key to do it is to get minimal contact. When you meet someone new, make no big plans. Don't allow them to future fake you. Make no plans for anything. No sex. We are not a couple. Don't allow invites and being introduced to the family, because that's a way to suck you into the web. They want to do this future faking with you. And a lot of times when you get involved with someone, you feel like you've known them forever. That's a red flag. That's kind of a red flag if you feel like, wow, I've known this person for absolutely forever. You need to take a step back and listen to yourself, because that just might be someone who's mirroring you to make you feel that way. So that's why you have to put in more time to see if they're just mirroring you, so that you can have more control over yourself so you don't get that trauma bond. You don't get sucked into the web. You got to stay independent. They want to tie you to them as quickly as possible so you feel as one. Oh, we're soulmates. Yeah, you don't let them lock you in. You cannot let them lock you in. Got my notes here. No kissing, like I said. No sleepovers. Limit the oxytocin exposure. Before you become addicted to them, don't become dependent. So get to know them. You do not want to become dependent on them. They need to know what your needs are and what your weaknesses are. If they start asking a lot of very pushy questions and try and get you to open up, such as, tell me about your family struggles, or tell me things that you know you have a boundary on, and they're like, oh, come on, tell me about this, and you're like, no, not now. If they push those boundaries, that is a red flag. That's because they're going to use it against you later on. So if they don't respect boundaries, they're not going to respect you. It's like a needle that goes in and it builds into an oak tree. You won't feel it at first, but that's why strong boundaries are important. That's why Meghan's freaking out, because I got that 7 of Wands in reverse. His boundaries were dropping. He was cracking under the pressure because of people. He felt criticized. He couldn't keep blazing the past of self-interest. So his boundaries are dropping. He's starting to want to go in and look and take time off from her. No, that you can't have that. I got to keep you connected. So that's what they try to do. They want to know all your weaknesses. We know that, right? So you don't let them know all your weaknesses. You got to really get to know the person, and they will try and say, oh, you must not like people very much, or oh, you must not like me very much because you don't want to open up. No, that's another way to play you. You say, nope, I don't know you. You're a pleasant person. You seem very nice. I like what I see so far. You can charm them back a little bit. Or say, you seem nice and well, but I'm a slow mover. If you're a slow mover and they're asking some super hard questions and you refuse, the narc will move on because you're not moldable. You're not putty in their hand. They want to move quickly. And if you are pushing back, keeping up your boundaries, that doesn't sit well. So you actually won't get a second date. You'll only get a first date. They will not give you a second date if you have boundaries, but that's a good thing. And a lot of therapists screw up. A lot of people, oh, he's such a nice guy or nice woman. And the therapist won't know what truly is going on, will actually lead people into horrific relationships by giving them the go-ahead, saying, oh, but they're being open with you, and oh, they're being this and that with you, and they're just trying to get to know you. They just really are interested in you, not realizing it's an antisocial, priming you, and gauging your reaction, and gauging whether or not you're good supply, and are you moldable, are you putty, do you have low boundaries, can I get you in the web, can I keep you in the web, how much can I get out of you? They're gauging at the resources. Is it worth it? Do they have enough stock that I can take from this person? So they're really priming you. This is that whole Page of Swords energy that they are. They're the problem child that comes in and they spy on you and they want to know every little thing about you. They investigate you. It's part of the investigative process during that golden phase, that golden period. So, a lot of experts are starting to really talk out, like, go 90 days. Do not open up. Don't open the book. Do not be an open book. Say, sorry, I'm not an open book right now. To get to know me is to love me, is spending time with me. And in due time, you just tell them, in due time. Yeah, we'll get there. It's nothing against you personally. We will get there. They won't want to get there. They're going to want it now. So just a little tip about not becoming dependent and not being susceptible to being used. And they will gaslight you to be addicted to them. And that's how they operate. So do not get gaslighted. Do not get addicted before you're sure. And that's the problem. It's that benefit of the doubt that we give because of our empathy. And it's also, hope. There's opportunity maybe here. That's why people do it. Maybe I'm being too wounded, so we tend to blame ourselves. So, it's listening to that inner voice. That inner voice is always knocking on us, and that inner voice is what you have to listen to because it's there for a reason. So listen to your own inner high priestess, your intuition, your higher powered focus energy that is subconsciously driven will knock at you. You got to listen to it because it will knock at you very early stages, because they will test those boundaries in the very early meetings. And they may even joke about themselves, which Markle has on stage. I'm such a fraud. They may say stuff like, they may say something in passing, like, you know, maybe you miss a date, maybe you missed something. Oh, you know, they might make a comment in joking passion, you know, oh, I thought maybe you got away. I thought you got away from me. That's kind of very telling too. It sounds innocent, but really that is the narc not wanting you to get away from them, and get away from getting into the web they're trying to get you into. So you got to listen to all those little passing, maybe framed as a joke or framed as a little, you know, putting themselves down a little bit. Could be some truth in that. So you have to pay attention. All right, you guys, till next time, like and subscribe. Bye, you guys.